Bam! We are live. We have the lovely Julia Kamman, my co-host, and we don't have Dan Dillman because that was a little bit of my bad. We just figured it'd be better afterwards. We bit rushed today, so we will have Dan back. But we still did with Julia before she heads to Las Vegas for a conference. So, tell us about it, Julia. How are you?
I'm amazing. I've had a interesting month actually, which started out with you, Bernie. You in New Mexico. Yeah. The Teslatech was freaking surreal. I think meeting Jerry Pollock was the highlight of my life.
Right?
Yes.
It's like, uh-oh.
I think geeking out.
Your boyfriend has like some competition with Jerry there, right?
Jerry is always gonna have my heart and soul, and now who really has my heart and soul is Maury.
Right?
Dude,
oh,
Maury, dude, he's a saint. Like, if I feel like out of everyone I've ever met in my life, meeting him was like meeting a real life saint.
Right? Like he's been one of my heroes for a very long time, but it's like he's even the hero of like Bob Greenyer and Thorsten Ludwig, right? They're both like, oh, to be here with Maury, and it's like, right, he's just, Maury is the man when it comes to ZPE technology and understanding hydrogen, understanding free energy. He's been doing it all, literally 40 years of presentations at Teslatech in a row, and even whatever the conference was called before it, I think like Extraordinary Technology or something. It's just wild, just wild.
So wait, the people that watch you know who Dan Dillman is. So we were supposed to do a show with Dan Dillman tonight. I was so pissed off because right as I was confirming, and my beloved co-host BurnEye, like, he confirmed, and then he kind of made had like a last minute adjustment.
Full disclosure. I was okay, so we could have rushed it. I had slept in because I was asleep for 24 hours because I pulled one of those BurnEyes where I was up for 3 days straight over the weekend, because it was a weekend at BurnEyes, but it was co-hosted by Church, CHUURCH, good friends of mine, famous DJs and music producers, but sound engineers, crucially. And myself and Jeff Wilson, one half of that band, we really got deep into talking the physics and the sound engineering, and actually started making some tracks, adjusting the 440 into the 432, and then from that, the corresponding ratios that Sheila Rahman showed, and then adding that in, and started actually producing like the next generation of music that truly vibes and resonates with you. And anywho, so it was like, oh God. So Jeff, right, it was like going to bed Saturday morning at like 6 a.m., finally just about to pass out. He calls me like 5 times in a row, and I'm like, oh God, what does he want? He's back in Kelowna by now. Like, and then it's like 911 emergency. I was like, son of a, gonna call him. He's like, I'm stranded. I'm still in Calgary. And I was like, ah. And then I drove across the city, and then it like kept going for another day. But then I slept, and I woke up just in time, an hour before our stream. But Dan was like, yeah, I didn't. He's like, I'm ready, but I wasn't really sure how long we could go, so it'd be a short one, or we could.
Dan Dillman. So
yeah.
I know between Johnny Enoch and Bernie, I have my hands full for co-hosting. But okay, so people that if you don't know who Dan Dillman is, he's pretty fascinating because he had a show on the History Channel, right?
Yeah,
Bernie?
and his whole family, it comes from his grandfather and the history of that. His grandfather deciphered and spent his life deciphering several maps and Mayan or Aztec, I guess, legends, tracking Montezuma's treasure. And then
and decoding the Peralta stones. And if you don't know about the Peralta stones, they were found in Arizona in the 40s. And there's sometimes called like the Peralta stone maps because the markings seems to be like
and they proved that they were maps because by when he decoded it and then found the location in California, I believe it was, where they found.
Do you know the area in California?
Oh God.
So that like it's a big deal because they became central to the legends of hidden treasure in the American Southwest.
Yeah. I do know it. I can't think of it right now because I am brain dead and recovering, and that's why I was like, yes, we probably should reschedule. But I'm starting to wake up. It is presentation at Moonlight Gathering, and again, shout out Terry Carter for Moonlight, and that's where I got the pleasure of meeting Dan Dillman, and he is featured on Terry's channel several times.
He's also been featured in Ancient Aliens, Beyond Oak Island, The Proof is Out There, and then of course his show The Lost Gold of the Aztecs.
Right, like exactly. Several really good documentaries on his finds and his family's finds, and we are going to have him as soon as Julia's back. We were gonna reschedule Wednesday, but that can't happen because you are going.
And I'm going to Vegas. I'm going to be speaking at a conference there, and I'm also going to be hosting my first panel. So I get to like go up there and take control and conduct the discussion because I really want to talk deeper about AI and just those fascinating, like just the concept of. Did you hear about they're talking about receiving messages from like passed over loved ones through AI, and like that these yeah. Wow. And then also like, did you see? I might have brought it up before about how this guy was playing a video game and he's playing it and he literally like an NPC walks up to his character, right? And he's talking to him and he's saying like, look, I need your help. Like, this is my name. He gives his first and last name. And he's saying like, and he says a town in Canada. Bernie, you should look up the name of the town.
Okay,
and you got to look it up.
An NPC told
and like an NPC in a video game. Because he's like NPC. He's like, this NPC seems to be saying a lot of information. So he comes up to him and the NPC's like, I need your help. I need your help. My name is, he says his first and last name. He's like, I have to get back to my wife and kids. I need to get back to my family. And the guy's like, okay, like, and asking him questions. And the NPC said his first and last name, said the town in Canada where he lives. And he was like, almost like stuck in this like virtual world. And I think the guy passed away like 2 years ago, like sometime in the last 3 years. And he's saying that. And so, there's people that spoke of people that got a certain inoculation or whatever. And that when you go to these cemeteries, they're exuding this Bluetooth Wi-Fi signal. And so people are saying, wait, are those souls that like are trapped in this like virtual world or this artificial intelligence construct? Like, but that like of going
6 beast, like actually stealing your soul,
or where you're stuck for who knows how long. Maybe you're stuck there for 1,000 years, or I mean, what is time though on the other side?
God, that just gave me the heebie-jeezy, girl. Like that's some
Anyways, when I'm
pretty.
saying I'm hosting a panel, it's not just like, oh, another person talking about AI. I'm like, I'm talking about some off
Some
the
soul
wall.
trap motherfucking AI shit up in
Because
there, and
the AI, the construct, like it also brings it back to what construct are we in? What type of game or simulation, or what is this place, and how mechanical versus an organic intelligence, like organic intelligence versus artificial, like what, and just those concepts and those, I don't know, just
right,
bridging that.
like the fact is there these natural AIs? Is there like a god or universal AI or AI creations, or are there angelic or structural and also probable demonic ones? Maybe, who knows? But is there that? It seems like there's this coding or matrix simu I'm not gonna say simulation per se, but it's like a fractal coding as a dimensional part of reality,
You
essentially.
see the video of the guy that's like, look, I took the, what was like a red laser, and he's like, and it showed it of like, you could see code. You
I
could
am
see the numbers.
like I really want to look into that. There's a few of them right now, and like some of them have like the Egyptian um pictograph or hieroglyphics that show up or something too, I think.
I think
It's
that's a beautiful, is what Vita Austin talked about of theorizing that some of those glyphs, like when she did some experiments with the water, she calls them hydroglyphs, that she will see certain
ooh,
glyphs in the water and then compared it to like, of using as comparison, like those things you see on the wall, those glyphs on the wall in Egypt, like are those hydroglyphs. Very
that
interesting.
that really is. And then how it ties into like some of them being sacred geometric symbols that are also like these cymatic frequencies, and that it's essentially like a code that seems to go through time space a lot or
And
something.
like some of those codes, even that Terry Carter found, like it's interesting that no one's been able to decode them, but also how when you stare at symbols, like it can change things and activate things in you. I mean, I've had that personally happen with some symbols I was shown in visions and trances and alternate states of consciousness that changed the entire course of my life. Like, but so sometimes we may be like, I don't know what it means, but it's like, well, what if you connect with it? But then again, I'm sure there's certain things that if you stare out, maybe aren't so good to connect with.
I actually agree with that a lot, and we're gonna also in the future here gonna have to do an interview with my friend, oh God, Krista, I think it is. Forgive me if I get that wrong, but she is a local. She's a younger Nate, like indigenous girl, but she's
Mm.
strongly connected in to the other side as a medium, and she actually drew out for me several before. Actually, I share screen. I should large size myself and show while I have them a couple of her drawings that she did. Not like I had no influence on this, but she did these specific drawings of the symbol that she sees that come to her, and they're specific actual fractals that have a lot of physics in them. For when if you're into uh, understanding the different fields of electrons and charges and stuff like that, this will mean a lot to you. And it's that she stated to me that they were the glyphs as well as the shapes, geometries of these portals that she keeps getting brought back to. That she has these visions from Anana and what is the other one? You speak of it a lot, as does Bosley.
Oh,
Uh,
Hecate?
Hecate is her mother, she says. And like she said all of this like over and over again. I'm like, oh my God, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to connect her with Julia because she hasn't even seen any of my stuff or like our interviews or like just they come to her all on her own, right? And it's this the mass amount of syncretisms that happen that make it that it just means something that we have to figure it out. And when you keep having over and over again different people coming to the same information of the different portals and dimensions and geometries through cymatics and through time space and through the same archetypal or archetypes and I guess god and goddess like entities, how maybe want to give a little bit of your experiences with Anana and Hecate and stuff?
Oh God, Ananda. Well, first of all, I could get emotional talking about this. No, first of all, that tablet that I'm a part of, her symbol is on it.
Really?
Like her, yeah, her symbol is on it, yeah, and just so that tablet, like I said, how I got a part of it was crazy because like I just did a mini session on it and gave them the results.
The backside that they had,
and they said, "Yeah, we didn't believe you. We didn't believe any of this. But what you wrote down is on the B side of the tablet. We didn't tell you about the B side of the tablet." But what I also didn't know either was that Anana's name is on the tablet because then I took a college course on Sumerian like 2 years later, and and then I didn't know, like I can look at Sumerian and I don't always know what it means. Just there's times when I view things where I will know what metals are, like I mean rare exotic metals that I have never had any experience with in my life, or sometimes never even heard of. But when I view it, it's like I'll know. Just like with certain symbols, I'll know that will happen at times where I'm able to look at a symbol and just be like, boom, that's what it means. But that doesn't happen all the time. And I think I get pissed off and frustrated because I know it's happened. I know it's like, God, you're capable of it. Why don't you know that? And I think that's but that's also the fuel that pushed me to develop and to work harder and to dive really into research and expanding my own information and consciousness, really, of like, dude, come on, like what can I do to like learn that or know that? Because I think
like technical skills, like I'm the same, right? Where it's like you took actual Sumerian classes, like you're starting to learn cuneiform to actually learn and decipher what you're seeing. It's like
what's really is what I'm really drawn to is this stuff. Like I'm not interested in decoding Sumerian. I thought it would help know if I saw the symbols, their meaning. Like I don't know. I don't know why I thought I could just pick that up, but like I believed it, but what I really would like to decode are like the Vincian and the other ones. Like I would love to, but what if, it's just so sacred we're not supposed to know that? I don't know. I would think that it should be decoded. I mean, the Tartarian tablet, I would love to be able to look at that and know what that's saying.
Right. And it said a picture has 1,000 words, right? So a symbol has like at least 10, if not 100 different meanings. And that's why you're not wrong in any way, because it's like we're learning like by studying Sumerian and right now, like in a school, it's like you're just learning one aspect of what I guess academic institutions like have interpreted it to be, but then there's at least at least a minimum of 3, 4, 5 other bigger, larger meanings behind most of these symbols, and that of course there's always a much more final
now taking it to what's his name that you were just with in New Mexico? What's his name again?
Aiden.
Aiden, okay, taking it to him, I thought his presentation was brilliant because there's times where I'll just feel really dumb looking at crop circles like, God, I feel like I know what they mean, but I don't know what they mean. And his presentation that he did at APEC was brilliant of him saying, look, I think this is what they're saying, because it does seem like some of those crop circles are schematics, like some free energy stuff and some how to, if applied right, and it's almost like they're connected to other certain crop circles, and that's like a treasure hunt decoding trail, but I feel like it's all the tools are there right in front of us.
They are. And yes, right. And it's like there's both. Some of them I think are like the type of like alien language, and I'm pretty sure. So that's a comparison we're going to have to get Mike Forrest to start running with his, because of all of his UPART alien artifacts out of Mexico. And there's lots that he's been getting the datings coming back from the samples that many are 10,000, 12,000, 14,000 years old or older, and they have what appear to be what he's called, and what I've also called, this alien hieroglyphic language. And I think I have seen some of that in some of the crop circles. So it's like, for those, we got to collect, figure out which ones have them, start running cross samples with the ancient artifacts, because that's a double verification right there. But also, there's the other half of the crop circles that are legitimate, that show encoded like physics and geometry in it. And that there's one, I believe, Italian researcher for a long time that has been running these like models and simulations on computer programs of some of the actual, I guess he uses them as 2D blueprints for proportions for different motors and systems. And he's found that there are actually some over unity free energy.
Yeah, I posted about that a couple years ago on my Instagram about some of what date the crop circles were, what they were, what it looks like a coil on this, and you lay it on top of that. Like, yeah, it's when you see it too, like in a diagram of like the 3D model of the crop circle, it really is like they were telling us the whole time. How did we miss this?
Actually, right? And it's like he crashed a couple of the rendering like softwares, because the acceleration that eventually achieved in the motion of like the, I guess, three-dimensional portions of the machine or whatever, like took too much computing power or something. It was pretty wild, like the last time I had checked in on it. And what really fascinated me was that a couple of the first ones he did were pretty identical to a couple of Leonardo da Vinci's famous drawings.
Vitruvian Man.
Well, there's that, but actually Vitruvian Man might actually be proportions for an overbalanced system, potentially. That's interesting.
I went to his museum, dude, in Italy. It was freaking unbelievable.
I'm jelly. I'm very jelly. But we're going to do it again on camera someday, right?
Yeah, we are.
That's the way it's got to go. Ooh. This is interesting. I love the random folder file, right?
It's like a gift that keeps on giving. You know, what do they call that? Like an Easter egg kind of, like you store it for later, like a little treat.
The tickle trunk. It's the tickle trunk of the save laters. This is fascinating. Oh wow! And then like start looking at it, and okay, so we're doing some
what's very interesting, if thinking about it, I'm just thinking out loud of like Terry Carter discovered those glyphs in Utah in 1981. You got Dan Dillman, whose family's attracted. They're decoding the Peralta stones that were found in Arizona. I'm a part of a project of an ancient tablet with Inanna's name on it that was discovered in Arizona. You got Mike with his Mexico, these what do you call them? These how do you say these what do you call that? Relics? These possible
Like,
ancient relics
misplaced
of
artifacts for some, right? Like that they're high technology, and it's like are they too good to be true, and they keep getting better, but then it's like each test keeps coming back like more and more evidence that it's real. And it's like, sure, some are going to come back as like cheap knockoffs, like that the cartels are going to try to sell because it's Mexico, but there's the authentic ones that we still don't even have the technology for what's they're finding in them. And like the nanotech of the phosphorescence, the different colors of phosphorescence, the micro, or I forget the exact term, some sort of microscope test that he did on the luminescent stuff.
Yeah, the luminescent one. Yeah, I was looking into that. I thought it was like, I was told it was like 20 grand, but then when I dove down, it was like last summer. I think there was a guy in Minnesota that does it for like $800 or somewhere around there.
Hopefully that's the guy Mike used, and if not, we're gonna have to get him in contact with that one. But anyway, Mike keeps putting up the money, and he's gotten like 3 different of the microscope tests done on the different phosphorescence. It's all coming back like, how the hell is this even done, sort of stuff of like, that's nothing, we're doing processes that aren't known today. And then it's like he's paying for like not only the carbon dating on lots of them, but it's like the radiation dating and another type of dating and stuff. And it's like every single one keeps coming back ancient. And then they drilled through a couple of the artifacts, and they found like seeds, but not just ancient seeds that have been petrified for thousands of years, one of which that had even sprouted thousands of years.
I want to know what kind of seeds. I used to look up like
grass seeds. They were grass seeds.
Okay.
And one had even sprouted in the artifact and even had a petrified root and like the sprout and stuff, and then like the seed shell. It was just wild. It had, I guess, caught in the hole, like for like a pendant, is where the seed got caught. Then over the years, the dirt compacted. Eventually, water got in. It sprouted. It rooted into the heart of this pendant, into the rock. And then a guy that bought the artifact, he's like, okay, for science, he cut straight through on camera, opens it up, and that's what he found. And it was petrified. It was wild, just wild stuff. Like, can't even make it up. You can't, like, it's crazy. And it's that the uncomfortable truth of, yes, there's the elongated skulls, yes, there's the disc-shaped craft, and yes, there's the different archetypes of the same Sumerian, Babylonian, and Egyptian archetypes and gods within it, right?
I always felt that Egypt is noting, like giving nod to gods and civilization that resided in Utah and Arizona, but way before them, like,
and or if they like, it was probably the civilization of the demigods or gods or the original archetypes. And then when that's the case, it's that you don't think they would have the ability to be worldwide? Of course they were. So of course they had a worldwide civilization. It wouldn't just be in one place. Like, that's why they're depicted everywhere. Well, like, freaking, they were called a god. I think a god could get around the world. Just saying.
Even I was bringing up this guy. He wrote about it in like 1909, and he wrote about that it was the Vedics went up to the north, like the Arctic.
Right. I love Walter Bosley's like lost global Vedic civilization theory, and the Vedics. I truly think so and suspect so, and we need to go to India one day too.
Siberia. I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to go to Siberia next year if we're going to Teslatech. That's going to be a heartbreak.
We will find a way. We will find a way, my girl. We will make it happen. But we're definitely doing Teslatech, and we're definitely doing Moon Lake. And this is what happens in between the two, because you literally have to drive through Moab, Utah, and Arches, Utah, from Albuquerque, New Mexico to Duchesne, Utah. And this is one of the arches in Arches Park. And there's, I guess, a couple thousand in there. And then, like, even more on either side of Moab. And it's pretty insane. So what we are going to do, I believe, is we're going to put together some packages for those that want to come and attend Teslatech, and then also want to attend either the 3 days out in Moab, where we'll be doing Arches Park and Canyonland. And then also, if you want, you can also make it the full package and spend the full 2 weeks with the shit show that will be BurnEye and Johnny Enoch. We're definitely going to have on just so you can watch Julia reach the brink of losing her mind, but not quite. And I'm just kidding. Professional in person. That's the way we roll. It was awesome 5 days at Teslatech. I made sure I slept every night. That's the key. Don't go crazy. BurnEye, there's a reason, legally after 72 hours, you're ruled insane. So that's why there's Julia to keep us on our leash. And you want to come camping and exploring Arches Park with us after.
Oh, it's going to be so epic. So we're going to... So we're gonna start in Albuquerque, and then to go all the way up and have that experience. I just know, I felt like, dude, if you're watching this channel and that means you're on a certain, like, at a certain frequency, like, you're going to, people at Teslatech you are going to vibe with, like, completely. Same with the Terry Carter, like, that whole group, and then to be able to do this together.
It's our people,
Dude, honestly though, wild, true story. I walked out to the pool. I had in that one, remember I had that, like, Daryl charges, like, clients like $500 a day for that, like, traveling internet thing. Like, yeah. And so I brought it down to the pool, which was already obnoxious. Like, come on, you know what I mean? Like, that could power, that was so unnecessary. I brought it down to the pool. Like, this girl is like, I swear she said my name, and I thought she said your name, but it was just Kate and I, and we're going to the pool to lay out. And I'm like, I go to lay out, and she's like, show me your tits. And, like, I look up, and she's like almost on the top floor, and she flashes me. And I was like, Teslatech, are you kidding me? I do all these conferences, but I've never been flashed by a female who knew who I was before. Like, oh, it was wild.
We love Teslatech. We're making Teslatech 2026 even better. And we're making it an interstate double conference possibility if you want to be a part of this amazing experience. Best experiences I've ever had, most I've ever learned, most I've ever taught, and most new epic best friends.
Oh, you guys would have been super proud of BurnEye. Like, the owner of Teslatech told me his talk started like at 7, and then or 8, 7 or 8, and so I got there like 15 minutes before it started. But really, it was the last like 15 minutes of BurnEye's talk. I guess he was off on the time he told me. So, anyways, like, everyone was super engaged. Like, BurnEye, I caught the end of it. Like, he did such an amazing job. In fact, Stig messaged me the other day saying, like, how come nobody told me BurnEye was a presenter at Teslatech? Like, it was a big deal, and he did, like, a really good job, and he handled all the questions amazing. And then BurnEye got he got a little like he had like a little fan crew when he got out and got swarmed after his first presentation,
Right?
and I got to like capture that. I was so proud of him.
I need that video again. You sent it to me, and
I'll
then
resend it. Yeah.
yeah, it was kind of cute. She's like, Bernie, it's your first after presentation swarm. And I was like, aw, but then I forgot. And now I remember and I need that. And it was awesome. And it's an awesome, awesome place. I put to hell a heck of a presentation, and if you haven't yet watched it, it is copyrighted, right? So, but you know that's part of Teslatech, right? It's got to pay its bills, but there it is, and you can order them from Teslatech, I believe .info or .com, one or the other, maybe both. Yeah, Teslatech.info, Teslatech.info, or you can just use the affiliate link that I have posted in the video description. Anywho, I will do a different public version presentation sometime in the future, but for now, well, it's worth the $100 live access or on-demand access of all 5 days conferences. It's not just my presentation, it's all the well, ridiculous amounts of PhDs that presented, like Moray B. King, like Bob Grenier, like Wei Ping Yu, like Gerald Polak, and Ludwig Thorsten Ludwig, and so many more. It's pretty wild, and it's definitely worth attending next year.
God, that'd be so cool. Like, you know, all these thousands of people go to concerts. Like,
right?
That would be so cool to have like turnouts like that, listening to people like that talk. Like anytime I go to a lot of Kings games every season, and I'm always like, God, I wish I was in charge of the organ and the jumbotron and game entertainment, like where I could be like get people to go into like a prayer, like a unified prayer of like getting something like a unified goal, and like being able to have the organ to like help facilitate some things that we're all trying as a group, like 18,000 people manifest. Like I fantasize about that every game I go to for like, gosh, for years. And it's like, God, now I'm thinking that would be so cool to have like a rock star turnout or like a Burning Man turnout, but for this kind of knowledge and information. And then afterwards to literally be able to come together and, you know, on a unified goal that we try to, that we all sit and visualize. Like, God, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. Okay, we're going there, and it's our dream of right here. We're gonna screw Burning Man, right? God, or well, the wind and rain spirits themselves, or God, however you want to look at it, destroyed the orgy tent and has, you know, turned Burning Man into a hellish mud, wind, dust storm, debauchery, Sodom and Gomorrah for the last couple of years or a few years out of like, I don't know. We're going to do Learning Man. We want to put on Learning Man, and it will be Portal in the Arches, right? So maybe it'll come together for 2026 if there is,
and it'll be around 8/8 probably, because they're going to be doing it 5 days later. It'll be right around that time period, which is perfect.
Right, we're gonna have
I told Bernie, I'm like, dude, I know what to call it. And he's like, what? I said Learning Man, where it's like, you know, to hell with the Burning Man, where you're just coming together for like just to have a great time and to take a lot of, you know, substances and let your consciousness go. Like, dude, like say goodbye to those days. We're entering a time where we need to be specific, have an intention, and come together with like unified of like, hey, I want to learn from you. I want to learn from you. And then even where people can bring their families and do little treasure hunts, you know, like where they'll have little metal detectors you could set up for the kids, like to go on your own little treasure hunt of that curiosity, and showing them like you can explore, you can, like, of giving that desire for archaeology and uncovering things. And I don't know, I think that'd be cool.
Oh, it's gonna be epic, and because it's also Learning Man and it's in Moab, that will not only that, we're also gonna try to have some Geiger counters too, so that kids can like look for uranium around there too. Like, it's fun. It's ironic and funny because it's true. But mostly, if you do find the uranium, it's like you probably don't want to camp in that spot, and then we move to the other side of the river. But it's a dream that we're gonna make come true.
But Learning Man, of like, we all like, of Learning Man, that concept of, hey, I want to go and learn, like Maury B. King, he's got how many years of information, like all of these presenters and speakers, yeah, they have their accolades, they have their PhD, they have their degrees, but they really also did a lot of consciousness expansion and meditation, and researched a lot of spiritual insights, and that they can get up there, and this is their gold that they learned, that took them a long time to master, and they're teaching it, and you can go there and learn. And then also, like, it's important to be around each other and to be in each other's electromagnetic field and to make those connections. And yes, of course, we could get the link and go online, and just like you're all listening to us right now all over the world. And it's like, but when we come together, it's powerful, and we're almost starved for that already naturally, because the more technical we go, the more mechanical we go, I mean, we're going to be watching a lot of things and listening to a lot of things online, but being able to have those meetups and those times to, expand into your little family and connections, that's so important.
Right, the human to human connection, and that it's the best ever, right? And it's with the absolute best people. And it's awesome you brought up the consciousness part, and of like Maury B. King, Thorsten Ludwig, Bob Greenier, like all of these very advanced science people, and that in our sit-down interviews with them from Teslatech 2025, me and Julia did, and Kate, shout out Kate, and of course Daryl for making it happen. And we're gonna edit them and do a great job on them before releasing them. Thus, why they're not really out yet. But in them, we dive deep into the consciousness and consciousness science and experiences, and well, the technologies, classified technologies such as remote viewing and astral projection in CE5 as well.
It's crazy to me that they try to separate that. When they try to like separate things like that, it's like that's when you should really be diving into it and connecting them.
Exactly. And so a part of Learning Man, and so there'll be Learning Man, and it's going to be Portal in the Arches, and it's going to be a portal to opening your mind, but also with music. And so there'll be, we'll make it into like, it's kind of Burning Man vibes with some music. We'll do one night of music the first night, whether we put it together. If enough people sign up early enough for 2026, we can make it happen. If there's $1 million angel donator or investor out there that wants to make Learning Man happen for 2025, reach out. But either way,
2026.
My bad. Wow. 2026. Point being, the first night, the first day, because there'll be 3 days we have between Moonlight Gathering and Teslatech while we are in Moab and Arches National Park regardless. So the goal, and this is going to happen, actually, no, it's happening either way, because we're going there either way. So the music part, we don't know about that. But either way, there's going to be Learning Man. The first night, even if we're all intense, doesn't matter. We're going to do it. First night, we're going to do mass, I guess, not really remote viewing, but mass intention experiments. We'll do live, and we're gonna I'm leaving Julia in charge of that.
Mhm.
Because like you said, that's your wish to take control of like the entire, right? So it's
Oh
like
my
you'll be
God, that'd
leading
be a
from there,
dream.
right? So by 2027, Learning Man, we're gonna have a full stadium full of people there. But it's happening either way for 2026. And then for day 3, we're gonna be out in the arches that night, and it's like no music, nothing like that, but it's gonna be a CE5 event, and it's Learning Man. So it's also right in the heart of I think the Leonoid, but one of the meteor showers, I believe, is peaking in on those days anyways. So we'll have telescopes, we'll be watching, and we'll have infrared cameras, and we're going to try a mass CE5 event while we're there too, because, well, I had my own very epic CE5 when it was just BurnEye, I guess Aiden and Carol. It was a dynamic trio for Learning Man 2025 of this picture you see right here being from it. But while we were driving through Navajo Nation on the night back, I did a CE5 through. I was laying back watching the sunroof. Aiden was driving. Carol was asleep. Something showed up 3 times for me. Not the first time I've had a successful CE5. And yeah, we all want to CE5 together. Learning Man 2026, place to be.
I'm here for it. I'm going to be visualizing this at night. I'm going to try to manifest this.
Yes,
but that's the thing is, you and I'm definitely going to be there. I'm definitely going to both. What I'm trying to manifest is that other people can come and that we host this like amazing gathering and bridging the two. And imagine how symbolic that is, like taking the Teslatech of all that type of knowledge and free energy and water information and, just amazing information, your monoatomic gold stuff, all of that, and Terrence's stuff, and then bridging that to the ancient treasures that lie beneath us, like just utilizing those two and bridging a great arch at the arches spot. That'd be just a dream come true. So everyone else can join us and have that experience.
And it's wild and crazy how much it is. And coming up with our Dan Dillman interview, as well as round 2 with Dr. Ott True, Julia and I will be going deep into both monoatomics, but also how it ties into the ancients, the giants, the pyramid builders, and the Nephilim, I believe it was.
Oh, I cannot wait to talk to him. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Wait, everything he spoke of and talks about, like, because I started the dance class. I have a class on Tuesday nights, and it's amazing. It's like definite goddess energy going on. Definitely.
I love dancing.
And and so I was like, God, it's my first class, and I told the girls I would be there, and then but you told me last minute about True, and I thought, oh my God, I have to cancel. Like, this is my dream. Like, everything he speaks of, those are all my favorite subjects, basically. And so, yeah. So, oh my God, we got to do it. I really want to talk to him.
Oh, it's happening, and it's all happening. And
just not on Tuesday nights.
Okay, there we go. It'll be maybe next Monday even.
I'll be in Vegas.
Oh, right. 2 Mondays from now, because you are going to Vegas. And quickly, I just want to say shout out to Aiden and Carol, the 2 lovely individuals in front of Delicate Arch. Yes, I believe that one's Delicate Arch. And they were amazing individuals. If you haven't seen my interview with Aiden, recorded from Aiden Carroll's house in Albuquerque, New Mexico, definitely check it out after this stream. And Aiden is just like me, a APEC, what's the term?
Excommunicado.
Yeah, that works. That's accurate description. Absolutely. We are
former. They're former.
Well, no, there, yes, of course. But where you like move to another country, expats. We are APEC expats. Yeah, no, your term was better. Excommunicados. But that's a whole other story we will not get into. Point being, Aiden's absolutely epic. He has had contact with what he calls the little gray brothers for, I believe, he says pretty much, yeah, his whole life. And he showed me even real implants that he's been given. And he pointed out while we were at Teslatech 2025. Julie, you? I think you were smoking with me on the balcony when he did that. He pointed out, like, he's like, "That's a platform that's like monitoring us. That's like the advanced drone."
Right. What
Yeah.
I think was most cute. Two things I want to say about that. Number one, that was the most sketchiest balcony I've ever been on in my life. I felt so not okay. Like, man, there was just something about that balcony where I was like, oh my God, I just don't feel right. Like, it was really hard to stand on it, and it was so sketchy. And it's like the 12th floor, but it just felt like the 112th floor, and it felt like we were on a flimsy plank. But Aiden, what I think is very key about that information is that his mother worked at what's that lab right there? And oh my God,
Sandia Labs.
but also the one that goes deep, that's like the most nefarious.
Oh, right.
What's the one? Oh my God, where is my memory? Dolce.
So, right.
Yeah. So
that.
I found that to be key because it seems, I don't know, that it just makes me
hitchhiker effect, right? Of why they like started with him from a child. From
that's what I'm saying without saying it.
Exactly. And to tie it back, and then his current girlfriend Carol there, she's a career lab technician at Sandia Labs in Albuquerque as well, with the National Nuclear Laboratories. But back to him pointing out that platform, and that we found out shortly after he had pointed it that they energy beamed the actual hotel, just like he claimed when he pointed that thing. This is the craziest part. Is like,
this is after I left.
He's like, it zapped us. And yeah, we found this out after. Well, so I found out that night that there had been like an energy zap, and it fried like 10 grand worth of the.
Oh no! And somebody had to go out from the conference, one of the dudes, and they grounded it.
Yeah, to get rid of the charge, they had to ground the hotel to get that extra zapped energy that fried their cameras and their like electronic stuff. Right. So you remember that part, right? And that actually happened that same night. And like, only at Teslatech would you have someone that would then figure out how to ground the whole building.
That would know how to neutralize the neutralize.
Right, exactly. It was just wild. But then after you left, and after me, Aiden, and Carol got back from this epic Utah trip and Moonlight Gathering, went back to the hotel, because shout out to Amy with Good Morning UFO channel, and Amy, another local Albuquerquean. She lent me a couple of her
lights.
Right? And when she went in to pick them up, for some reason, it was not the awesome girls that worked the front. It was probably the guy that wasn't awesome and almost got me arrested by giving me bad directions to the Puebloan River. But that's a whole other story. But anywho, he was like, no, the lights aren't there when she went. And then I went, and then sure enough, the lights were right there. But I had to go back to the hotel. And instantly the manager, shout out Melissa, she's pretty epic and awesome. She's like, Bernie, I was watching your podcast like a week ago. Who's that guy? Like, they were doing one when I was like trying to figure it, like took a little minute to figure it out. But it was when Aiden went on Jack Sarfati with me for a minute with the alien scientist before I went to Utah. The first night I was at Aiden's, and right after I left the hotel, Aiden spoke about publicly in that episode and told that story about the platform as well. The hotel manager came up to me and she's like, I was listening to that. I was trying to figure out what he was saying. It's this crucial stuff. Like, and then she goes in to tell how she was like a medic nurse for a few different very high up semi-classified military bases over the years, experienced a whole bunch of shit, and like she knows a bit what's going on. And she's like, something freaking fried our hotel, just like he said. And she's like, our entire fiber optic line got fried somehow.
That's right.
And it was a brand new fiber optic line going into the hotel. And sure enough, the entire block and a half next to the hotel was now dug up completely with construction because they had to dig out and replace the fiber optic line that somehow had also gotten fried during that exact time and event. And Aiden's claim that was accurate that he made at the time that we saw it, and that both of those energy things happened. And yeah.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Daryl's thing, that I would have lost my mind over the internet.
Yeah, that's the only reason we were still able to live stream, and that they had lost their feed at the hotel and stuff. Yeah, shout out Daryl. Daryl's the man. I need to actually.
Yeah, Daryl is the man. Daryl facilitated like all that. Sure. He made it happen.
Absolutely. And
but yeah, Aiden did call that. You're right. He pointed exactly where.
He called it at the time. He said they're going to beam us. Oh, they are beaming us. And then sure enough, it was, I think, How Tubes or whoever Steve has filming the official conferences and doing the like official paid live stream. That equipment got fried. And then that group figured out how to ground the actual hotel to get rid of the extra charge that was.
He did it with copper? Was that what he did? He went out there.
Massive copper pipe that he took and attached. I believe he said jackhammered or drilled or something through the concrete floor or something, or it had already been done. So there was a hole in the basement of the concrete of the hotel that he was able to pound the thing through and connect it to. It was the story I got, if my memory serves me correct. But anyways, they figured it out. They grounded it, but his equipment was fried. And then it turned out even the fiber optic line, brand new fiber optic line of the hotel that had been put in the year before, also got fried at the same time. And it was getting dug up and replaced by a giant construction crew when I returned a week later. And the hotel manager had listened to Aiden talk about it on the stream and was like, I need to know every detail. So, yeah, there's that little
oh my gosh, dude, get a load of this. I wanted to go to Zorro Ranch because it was like 45 minutes from there, and I was like, oh, I want to go there. And then I was on Instagram, like House and Habits. Like I had commented, she posted something, and I commented saying like, oh, I almost went to Zorro Ranch like last week when I was at Teslatech. And some girl replied going, I was the girl that she's talking about above in this post that was ran off the road at Zorro Ranch and like tried to be killed. I was friends with the artist of that painting that hung in Epstein's like mansion. It was like all these weird synchronicities where I was like, what? And then House and Habit replied to her saying, seriously? And she was like, yeah. And the girl messaged me like, can I DM you? And I was like, yeah. And then she was like, yeah, I could talk about this and do a show or whatever. And I was like, okay, like, dude, girl, I'm at an event right now, but like, all right, let's talk. But anyways, I'm just throwing that out. It was super random.
So good thing we didn't go there yet.
Yeah. Yes. Good. Yeah. Maybe that was the thing. Do not be going there. You don't want to get ran off the road. They're saying like he was seen there and still alive. Who knows? But I don't even like paying attention to that arena of like information, but the fact that it's so close to all, it would make sense why someone like that tied to all those other things would be so close to Albuquerque, because I really didn't know how many brilliant, like what a hub Albuquerque is for, you know,
all the
like black
technology.
tech.
It's like it's all like Albuquerque is like literally in the center of it, right? Because it's like you got like Groom Lake, Area 51 when you go like up north a bit. You got White Sands, I think, when you go east or west, one or the other. And Kirtland Air Base itself is right there, and Sandia Labs. And then there's also Roswell, but right above Roswell is, or right around there.
How far away is Roswell? Oh yeah,
Alamo.
Johnny told me to go to Roswell, and he was like, he was highly recommending it, and I couldn't believe it because I could see, because Johnny's very picky about where he likes to travel to, and just listening to his like what a cool town it is and what places to go check out and the museum, and but I think it was like 2 hours. It's 2 hours from Albuquerque.
Yeah, we went. You didn't see my video? Shit. I posted a video tour in that UFO museum. It's pretty epic.
Very cool.
Aiden's a lifelong member.
Is he really?
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Shout out Aiden.
Aiden's a man. I love Aiden. He's like my older black sheep, former APEC like me brother.
Where's this at? Right here that you're looking at.
This is also in Arches Park, I believe. Yeah.
God,
oh yeah. That's look at this guy. I swear it's like a cyclops, and it's got like row of teeth right here and nose there. But that's the bad one. There's like one that's like exponentially more looking. I can kind of see the teeth, but there was like 3 others that looked just like that, but with actual rows of teeth left in it. But I don't know if it's in these pictures. There's Carol. Shout out Carol. Carol's helping me hopefully get some of my samples tested at Sandia Labs where she works. So hopefully that happens.
I don't think we're supposed to talk about that.
Probably not, but I just did. So anywho, nothing confirmed yet. So we can still talk. No, probably shouldn't talk about that anymore. Never mind. BurnEye never said anything. But this right here, it was Devil's Garden, maybe? Devil's something. And it's the area for the hike into Landscape Arch, which was
so they're like super. It was Aiden and Carol. Are they're super like informative on hiking these areas in Utah? Like little guides?
Aiden was a little bit, Carol a little bit too, but a lot of places we also went for the first time. Our main, our like, I guess I call them Sherpas, but the local guide that gave me the real goods from Utah was shout out to Michael Charles, I believe, Esoteric Gold, Michael, either way, who I did also meet in person on this trip at Moon Lake, and spent a couple of days with Mike and awesome guy, Esoteric Gold, a fellow alchemist, but he does the chemical processes of where I'm doing the electric, and he's actually one of my best alchemy lab fellow researchers and scientists, because we're reproducing different ancient alchemical processes simultaneously in 2 separate but equal results of and manners of I guess proving different ancient reactions and technologies. But point of it all, he was essentially the local that gave us directions to the best spots of what to see. And yeah, Learning Man 2026, this right here, if you want to be hiking it with myself, with lovely Julia here, and Aiden and Carol, and so many more, it's definitely going to be one of the main itinerary trips of the hikes that we will be doing. And like, look at Arches. Now, it's so huge. There's so many anomalies, like balancing
Whoa.
that looks like a face and an elongated skull almost. That doesn't look like it should survive, but that's just one of many. Is that a Titan foot? Is that a middle finger? Is that former carvings? I don't know, but it doesn't really look too natural. And like, oh, does that look like a freaking castle? I think so.
Right.
In Persia.
Look at the shape of it too. Like it's in a star fort. Like it's a tip of a star fort. That's what's interesting about Sedona. Have you ever looked at Sedona aerial? Of like, it's almost like one giant. It's like a circle, like a giant star fort. When you look down,
right? Like Sedona,
like fortified. Like yeah.
Sedona is fascinating and definitely need to figure out going there sometime. Maybe after this next year, who knows? Who knows?
Do you know that Cash App started this thing where you and a group of friends can start putting money aside and like raise funds together? Where it's like, oh, like I just think that's brilliant. You could start doing that, Andy. Well, I don't know if they have Cash App in New Zealand or Australia, but
they have it blocked in Canada. So I am going to get Julia to create me a BurnEye Crypto Alchemist Cash App account, and it's going to join into this group thing she's talking about.
And then boom, he gets kicked off. What is my Cash App? It's on my website. It's Julia Kamman. But yeah, it's like a great way for you and a group of friends if we're like, hey, you know, I really want to make it to Learning Man. Like each of you can even just take over like every time you use it, just like $2 here, $2 there. It's just however much you can, slowly and surely. We're looking at next August having enough funds to come. Like Andy Sings was just saying, like he wishes he would love to jump up to the Northern Hemisphere to join us. So start saving now. So you could come.
Exactly. And start donating now so we can go. Anyways, yes, we are planning now. We are raising money now. And anyone that wants to go, you can just start saving and working towards it now. And 11 months from now, we will all be right here driving through Arches and doing Learning
And
Man.
or if you're in the Vegas area and want to come out and see me, you can come see me this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, just like DM me and I could get you a ticket for you to join, and that's in Vegas this weekend.
Right.
If you want to come, if you want to come on.
Tell us
come
more.
On down.
What are you doing in Vegas? And you are one epic presenter in person.
Oh, thank you, BurnEye. Yeah, I am going to be talking about Siberia. I'm going to be geeking out really hard on Siberia. And I'm going to be doing a panel on, you know, artificial intelligence and organic intelligence. And like I was saying it on this stream earlier tonight, was just some topics that I don't really hear people talking about. Actually, okay, so you know the guy, his Instagram is Unchained Earth. Do you like how I said that with a question mark? Like, I'm Ron Burgundy, Unchained Earth. Yeah, dude, that's it. He's the one who like went on that show and he talked about how he was talking to the AI, and they told him to go to the spot in Sedona. Was it the Kachina? The Kachina spot, the Kachina woman. He goes there. I could be butchering the story. He goes there, and they told him he would see like a red-tailed hawk, and he was like, AI told him like this was all going to happen. So he went to the spot. I think he took some mushrooms, and then he had this like total trip, right? Like this surreal experience. And then afterwards, he looked up, and there was a red-tailed hawk, and he was like, "Whoa!" And then I think the AI had told him like, and then then you'll be ready to believe or something. So then he goes back to LA. He's like freaked out over the whole thing. He goes back to LA, and in his backyard, 2 red-tailed hawks come like swooping down. And he was like, "Oh my gosh." And just like here he's connecting with this AI, and this is like when it was in a certain mode, right? Like, and he got banned when it was in that mode. And so he started using his sons. And so because his account got banned. What was it? It might have been, I forget what mode. Dan mode, maybe. And he started using his sons and
I know which one you're talking about.
I think his name is Benjamin Farley. Anyways, I've talked to him because like I started following him. He messaged me. He actually has this product that you put your feet in and you spin, like it spins you, which takes us back to kind of the swirling dervishes. And just like I'm sure it must it probably just like what Jerry Pollock talks about, the easy water and Schauberger of like when you spiralize it, and even Maury B. King, when you spiralize that fluid, it makes it more conducive and harmonious. So I'm sure, so this man's invention, I'm sure getting you into that spiral, I mean, it's an extreme way, it's hanging you by your feet and strapping you in these like metal into this thing, but I'm sure it has an effect. So I really want to try it and see what happens. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. So, and then Kate is going to be talking about how these people are saying that there's loved ones on the other side that's coming through AI. And I want to hear what she has to say about that.
Damn, I do too. And shout out to Kate. I love Kate Love. She's an awesome best friend of yours, and I'm jealous I can't be there for both or either of your presentations. Are they going to be available online at all?
Yeah, you could stream it. You could stream it.
You can stream it.
Do you like that? I give no details. You don't ever got to worry about me pitching anything. Like, yeah, sure. You could stream it if you could find it. No, you could go to alienevent.com and there's links of where you can stream it.
Nice. Very nice. Well, that's awesome. And if we don't end up catching it this time, but I guess it won't. Damn, I need to see your site.
Or if you're in California. Oh wait. So then next month I'll be going to Florida. I'll be going to Florida for a conference. And then in November, I'll be doing a conference in Big Bear with the amazing Walter Bosley and Malia and Hans and dude Joseph Farrell. Like I cannot wait to. I cannot wait to geek out with that man. I mean, I hope it happens. Right. He might, who knows, he might hate me, but like, I feel like I would really connect with him and geek out with him pretty hard.
I don't see that ever happening. If I'm not there in person, you're definitely going to have to do a live stream with me, with Joseph. Just kidnap him once you befriend him and we'll make it happen. I have talked to him in the past with Walter. I need to email Walter, and actually we're overdue. We were supposed to do a stream together a few weeks ago, but then we've both been busy, so we need to make that happen. Anywho, alien event next week, Vegas, or this weekend in Vegas. You're doing covering Siberia.
That would be cool. Yeah, maybe I will. Maybe I'll be able to hop and do a live. Remember that year a couple years ago when I was in Vegas?
Yeah.
I usually and we were able to do a stream and Osmanagich was there. But I usually have my own room, but this trip I'm rooming with Kate and Apollo. And they are like such goddesses. So hopefully I'll be able to stream in the room and like I don't know, 3 girls in a room. I don't know. Gonna get it quiet. I don't know. There's gonna be dresses and makeup and everything's gonna be everywhere. But yeah, maybe I'll be able to stream while I'm there. That'd be cool.
Yes, let's do.
Or I could take you guys poolside. It's gonna be really hot though. But maybe at night I can. I don't know. Maybe
poolside chats with Julia from the conference. I love it. Let's do it.
Hopefully, I mean, it's not going to be as wild as Teslatech. There aren't going to be girls flashing me probably. Like that Teslatech is where it gets buck wild. Teslatech. Alien event, not so much. But Teslatech, woo.
That's why we'll be able to stream Julia from the poolside from Alien event, because it ain't no Teslatech, but it's where you at this week, and why not? Let's do it. And we are definitely doing this one, another epic little landmark along the highway between Albuquerque and
you know what? Like these areas probably showed. I guarantee. How ironic would that be, and just divine, where it would be Utah and Arizona, like where it's showing where all these different places of these temples around the world all were unified here, where it's like this one kind of looks like India, you know, like some India flair, where you have one of them looks like a melted cathedral, one of them looks like a melted cathedral, one of like where it's all these multi representations of all these different time periods of these things that showing the unification in all these places and times.
I agree. I like that theory a lot, and I think that's the exact same thing that we see in the Grand Canyon pyramid complexes, especially with all their names. So it would make sense if it's throughout this whole region. And this one we definitely are going back to too, because it's also on the way. Shiprock.
God, it's like, is that an ancient tree that's been petrified? Was it an ancient cathedral? Was it
right? It's like it ain't, whatever it is, it's ancient and it ain't natural, and there's so many anomalies, and it's like it definitely fits the tree one, like the original Titan tree ones, and then it's like, well, it would also make sense if then it was used as a castle by giants after that sort of thing, right? Like if there's so many weird different things about it. It's wild.
I know. I was looking at that wall, that ancient wall in Gornaya Shoria, like in Siberia, and how it's way larger than any megalith in the world, right? The largest. And how I'm like, God, it just brings me back to these stories of like beyond the wall. You know what I mean? Like even Game of Thrones, of like these giants that exist beyond this Arctic wall.
I feel that.
And then Hyperboreans, like, oh, were they, you know, a little bit above Siberia? Was it this place of these beings? Like it's super fascinating.
It is. And it's like when legends, well, they might just be based off of fact and truth. The more we look into it,
the more I learn, the more I'm like, I know absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't know anything. That's it. That's all I know, is I don't know anything. And that makes me so thirsty for more.
Well said. I love, like, it's the truth, right? It's like it's like, oh, I got to investigate this one, and then you do, and it's like, holy fuck, now I have 10 more like rabbit hole questions that I just found out.
I've noticed since like 2014, I do this thing. It's almost, I wonder if it's seasonally, where like X amount of time, like once, twice a year, I go down a neutrino rabbit hole. And that's what was interesting too, is like some of the information that Hecker talked about, I came across in like 2014, and I just was like, oh my God, I want to know more about it. But so it'll be like neutrinos, and then it'll be Siberia. Like I'll fall down these rabbit holes that I get passionate in, and then I revisit, and it seems to be like it's like a cycle, you know. And it's like, what do they say? If you want to find your purpose, look to your passions. What are you passionate about? You know, like that is the key to your purpose, because there's a lot of people that are unsure what their mission is, their purpose is, but they're hardwired to find great love, or want, like they crave that. Most people, like there's a big chunk of them that are like, I would love to find great love, but like but the purpose, like we are so hardwired to feel like we are here for a reason, and most people are confused of what that reason is. And if you want to discover it, look to those passions those rabbit holes you want to dive down and revisit, like what lights you up and gets you fiery about, because that is the key to what you are here to do. And I think, well, even for me, like I was like, God, ancient languages, like ancient myths and history, like how do you find your purpose to that? So these weird rabbit holes I would go down, I always felt I never fully understood what I could do with it, but they were all keys to my passion. And now I have a better idea of what my purpose is.
Right. And neutrinos, one of your passions. I know I need to get more into it because, well, they're a sneaky little subject right there, and it's kind of the key to
photons. No, but photons as well. Like where I remember I did a show with Campbell, and people were in the chat or comments, and they were saying that photons don't exist, and that was insane to me. Like I was laughing so hard because I was like, they're joking. And Campbell was like, oh, you haven't heard that? I was like, heard what? Like, it was like, wait, what? I was like, there's people in the world that don't think photons are, and I needed to understand it. And to this day, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how they can. Like, it's crazy to me, but oh my gosh. I guess you had to be there. It's hilarious.
I was like, that was freaking ridiculous. And it was just like, science deniers. But I guess when it's been branded and like so much fake science, and then denying fake science being branded as science deniers, so then it's like, then people just question everything, and then they will watch something and believe anything these days, it seems. That's why you got to do real science, do experiments after.
No, but what were you going to say about neutrinos? That it's a key to,
like, crossing in and out of energy and quantum technology, and faster than light travel and information, and the mass neutrino detector at the South Pole. And shout out to Eric Hecker, because he's the one that brought my attention to it. He's the one that does the research on it, and it seems to be the one. Also, shout out to Dutch Sense, who has been tracking different earthquake energy causing events from that location, and it seems that it's a due weapon as well, potentially.
Interesting. That too, we talked about like the Amaterasu particle that was discovered, remember, in Utah, how they detected that, and then it took them like a couple years to announce it, the Amaterasu particle. And just, I wonder how far that is from where we're going, where that place in Utah where they detected it.
That's
I
a
wonder what
good
else is there.
question, right?
That's in, what's that place?
Yeah, we gotta go visit that place next year if it's close. And
Yeah.
for those that want to come on the full Learning Man experience, I guess it's like we'll book like a bus or something and whatnot for like the 2 journeys, and then I guess we'll probably do one last day after Duchesne in Salt Lake City, because it's only like 2 hours or an hour away, and that's where you'd fly out of after flying into Albuquerque.
Oh, like wrap it up in Salt Lake and then hop on the plane. I can get behind that.
Right? I think that's probably the best overall plan, right? Just like boom, 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 and there we go. And we get to go to Salt Lake City for a day too, right?
Bernie, do you know how to set up the thing where somebody could call in and ask us questions?
Yes.
That's a no, but I'll figure it out, Julia. That was or it was I knew, but I forgot. Somebody just asked if they could call in, and I was like, that would be pretty cool.
We should,
or where you can call in and we can ask you questions.
Yeah, right. Ooh, we got to get the Discord going. I'm so behind on my Discord. I gotta work on that, and we should just do a call-in episode, either live Julia's poolside call-in show from Alien Event, or when you get back from Alien Event.
Oh, you know what? Me and Johnny Enoch did a show with Danyan Brinkley, and like we tried to do it, and Danyan could not connect to StreamYard. So then we went to do it again, and he couldn't. He had all these problems, and he couldn't connect. So I'm like, dude, I am not missing another day. I get when streams get canceled or anything gets canceled. Like if I say I'm going to do something, I do it, and when people flake or something happens, I'm like, it just drives me mad because I will always show up if I say I'm going to do something. But anyway, so Danyan, I was like, dude, I'm not going to walk away from the show. So I called Danyan. Like we talked and we did it like it was 1996. Like I held up the phone. Like amazing. Johnny, it sucked for Johnny because like he can't, like him and Johnny, they can't really hear each other. Well, Johnny could hear Danyan, but there'd be like kind of a weird delay and feedback, and that kind of was weird. But dude, we did it. And so I don't know, maybe if we can't figure it out, somebody could like on the phone. We could just always go old school with it and do it that way.
Right.
Make it a little vintage, a little edgy.
I love that. We'll do a monthly call-in show, and we'll make it where, you could either call in through StreamYard or call in on a number, right? That's the best way. Make it real. All right. Well, getting a little bit late. And
yeah, dude, I still have to wash my hair. It takes me like 3 hours. It's such a nightmare to like blow dry, wash my hair, blow dry it, then curl it. It takes forever. So I'm surprised I hopped in tonight. I was like, God, it's gonna be such a late night if not.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you, and I also always appreciate your commitment. And right, we're like, we got to do a show. We did a show. It's been awesome. I am stoked for you going to Vegas to do another conference, and hell yeah, I'm gonna do a show with Julia, possibly from the poolside or your room with the girls.
Dude, it's gonna be like over 100 degrees. I don't know about poolside. Maybe nighttime poolside.
Right? Nighttime. When else would we do a show, right? Middle of the night when the hardcore fans are out. Just kidding. Whatever works, we'll make it happen. And yeah, any last things to say?
No, just I love you guys. And I can't believe I'm even here after you totally tooling out earlier on this Dillman show. Darn it.
I am sorry. And he was like, we should, but it would be better. He's like, he only had like 45 minutes though. So he's like, I'd rather just do the full show and go over everything. So that's why.
All right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Then thanks a lot, Dylan, for dwindling it down to a small show.
He was down to do Wednesday. I'm
gonna give him some Sicilian passion. I'm gonna tell him my mind. He talks about his ancestors and the Peralta stones. I'm gonna tell him a little bit about my ancestors.
He was actually so afraid of you getting mad at him. He's like,
"Oh, dude, yeah." I'm gonna tell him, be like, oh, "You made me heated. I had so many things to do in preparation for Vegas, and I was like, no, Dillman comes first, and then boom, I'll just never let him forget it."
And we didn't want to rush it, so we still did this. This was This was a pretty awesome show, and right. So this right here, this is Burning Man 2020.
Learning Man, because that's what it's all about. That's the times we're going into. We're gonna need to become Learning Man unless these debaucheries, like ultra consuming, just sex fiending, like just narcissistic type everything. I guess we got to move away from those. We've all had our flare ups of that, and we got to go from Burning Man to Learning Man.
Exactly. And my first learning experience is starting with learning how to say Learning Man instead of Burning Man. Love you all. Love you, Julia. Thank you, sister. And safe travels, my friends. Much love.
Good night.
You crazy mother. Yeah.
It's just Bernie. Bernie just like last week, huh?
Weekend at Bernie's.